I think we live. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, and
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem,
Kadash.
Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles, the elders, a great millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the whole elect. Those in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, wherever it may be. We brothers here at GMS Kansas City, man, coming back with an open forum. Sit down. I mean, we have a topic, so to speak. Brother, matter of fact, brother, in right here, y'all, what's up? Give me 1 second, brother.
Shalom.
Shalom,
What's going on, man?
Shalom.
We live right now, so we just got started. And other brothers there just tap in when they come in. So
okay.
Yep, man. We just pretty much want to go into fighting a good fight, man, because honestly, in this truth, man, it's full of potholes, it's full of mental infirmities, it's full of doubt, you know what I'm saying? Unreasonable men. And just, man, it's a heavy burden to really carry, man, in this truth. And sometimes you questioning your sanity sometimes, man, because you got them days that you up in the spirit, and you got them days that you down in the spirit, and you got them days that you feel like you're losing your mind. You got them days that you feel like you're losing precepts. But ultimately, it's just really a test of our faith, man, because every day you're not going to be on the up and up to feel like doing anything, but it's the spirit that compels us to do so through the spirit, man. Like the scriptures say that, hey, we bore all the infirmities of Yahushai, which is the Lord. So, hey, us as being his men, we're going to go through the same thing he's went through the spirit. And it be times, man, that you feel like you can't push, you know, but it's all through the spirit, you know. But first precept, man, brother, give 1 Timothy 6:12, and we follow the spirit after that. Somebody give me 2 Timothy 4:7 as well.
Okay, Timothy.
Hey, can you hear y'all? What's up? Clear, Toss?
Yeah.
Okay,
I can hear y'all. It's just my audio is low, but I can still hear y'all.
Okay, you can hear me? Y'all, what's up? I'm good.
Con.
Yeah, y'all brothers got it, man.
All right. I got 2 Timothy 4:7.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is the book of let me go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
This is the book of 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith.
Right. I fought the good fight. I finished my course. I've kept the faith, because Paul was at the end of the ministry, so to speak. Because, hey, man, he's done all the works of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, the works that the Lord commanded him to do. You know, like when the Lord came to him and he said, Saul, Saul, why thou persecuted me so? And why dost thou constantly kick against the pricks? It's because through the spirit, man, hey, Paul thought he was doing a noble act, but he was actually persecuting the true followers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So the Lord had to rebuild him up and relearn him through all things, which meant putting him through trials and tribulations, being shipwrecked, you know what I'm saying, being robbed, being stoned to death, being sent to the spirit world, etc. All right. Hold on 1 second. In there. Yeah, Shalom, Mark.
Shalom.
Yeah, we already going live. We already in a lesson right now, so we just Yeah, we is.
Shalom, Mike.
Shalom, brothers.
Shalom. So yeah, can you run that back, Baba Kushar? Y'all, what's up?
This is the book of let's see. Y'all better still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
The book of 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course.
Talakia, go up a verse.
This is verse 6. It says 2 Timothy 4:6. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand.
Right. Why he say that? Because he knew that it was the end of his ministry, of his work, so to speak. All right. He knew that he fulfilled all things that Yahushua told him to fulfill in the spirit. Okay, like the scriptures say that the end of the thing is better than the beginning thereof. So throughout all the trials and tribulations and the faith-bending methods that Paul went through in his faith, man, he bore the same infirmities that we did. Because, like I said, sometimes brothers get weak, they get complacent. Sometimes brothers get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? They get tired. Brothers get afflicted by demons, etc. And Paul went through all these things within the ministry. Primary one, him being shipwrecked more than once. to go out there and preach the gospel to other churches, man, and being robbed of his countrymen, which were other Israelites. So right there's a heavy burden in itself. And on top of that, pressing on to keep the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which is not a light thing, man. So you got guys in this faith, man, that's taking this truth real light and not understanding the afflictions that come along with it. Because like I was saying previously, sometimes it feel like you losing your damn mind in the faith, man. You got your moments when you don't feel like doing shit. Sometimes the demons hop on you, make you don't feel like you want to go out to the camp. But ultimately, you got to rebuke those fleshly thoughts, man. Because that's all it is just demons in the flesh, and rebuking that in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Okay, go ahead, bro. 7th verse.
God. It says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith.
What did he mean by keeping the faith? Kept in the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay, doing the work ultimately. Okay, because like I said, man, he bore all the afflictions of the men of the Lord. And I believe it was him, if I'm not mistaken. Was it him or Peter that said that? No, it was him, because he said by him being a Roman citizen that basically he didn't feel himself being worthy of being crucified like the Lord. So I believe he was beheaded. Okay, because like crucifixion was a Roman custom, but oftentimes, man, they did it to a lot of jakes, man. Okay, because crucifixion was like one of the top tiers of cruelty of the Roman Empire. Okay, and by him being a Roman, I don't believe that they were allowed, so to speak, to crucify their own so-called citizens, but he chose to get beheaded. They beheaded him, and that's part of keeping the faith, because the scriptures say, hey, be thou faithful to death, I will give thee a crown of life. So Paul obtained this crown of life through the Spirit, which is that precept in Revelation 2 and 10, man. And you're going to have certain brothers in this faith that's going to undergo that type of torment and death in this faith, to prove their faith in Yahweh Shai, man. So we got to be faithful all the way up until the end, okay? Because, hey, we don't really know our lots in this thing, but we do know that, hey, the Lord called us to do a noble work, and continue to press forth no matter what the circumstances are, because at the end of the day, if you don't have the truth, then what do you have?
I got a precept to go with the part where you mentioned keeping the faith.
Go ahead, brother.
It's 2 Corinthians 4 and 6. It says, for the Most High who commanded the light to shine out of darkness hath shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of the Most High in the face of Yahushua HaMashiach. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellency of the power may be of the Most High and not of us. And that treasure spoken of, that's the key part of it. That's part of the faith. Because the faith is what you receive of the Most High, of the knowledge, from the point of actually believing. So it's keeping that belief you have from the point of initially believing in the truth, keeping that within you and having it grow within you, because it's something inside. It's not something that's external that we have, the garments, the different things you see on the outside. Is something within. It's a mindset. And that's what the Apostle Paul kept on his travels throughout all of the adversity he faced of the Jews and all these different things. His mindset did not change towards continuing in the Lord.
Right. Because, hey, the scriptures go into those as being a Jew outwardly. Like you made mention of the fringes, like it was something that came out. You had one Jake that was smoking cigarettes, but he had on his fringes. But you had guys that was pushing the law, talking about the law and the fringes make you righteous. But my thing, if that was the case, then why was Jake smoking a cigarette? Find up a whole Newport with his fringes on, man. Which proves that the law don't make you righteous, man. Okay, so it's all about faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because at the end of the day, man, we get beamed up in them chariots. Brothers ain't gonna be wearing this, man. They think that brothers are gonna get beamed up and still wearing this sackcloth and shame, man. We're not even gonna have the same body no more. We're gonna be translated to something new. Like the scriptures go into, it says, we don't know yet what we will be changed, but we will be changed in a twinkling of an eye, roughly paraphrasing. So hey, faith is the most important thing in enduring it, and every man bearing a cross. Because if you look at like what's happening in Israel, hey, Jake is waxing worse, man. And I'm talking about these camps. Niggas are waxing worse and worse, man. You got what's the latest thing that came out? One Body and Yahweh Shai, them niggas. Okay, you had Sakari, and then you had this guy Yohana. It just came out. I saw a video yesterday that Yohana basically said, look, I'm gonna take the juice, I'm gonna drink the juice. And anybody that's telling Israelites not to drink the juice is a bad and a wicked leader. So my thing is, how is that exemplifying faith in bearing your cross? Because bearing your cross comes with hardships, man. And if you're telling people to take the juice, then you basically telling them to not bear the infliction of not getting fired, and may lose a place or a job or a vehicle, or they may lose family and relatives. All that shit is bearing the affliction in the flesh, and you telling man not to do that, which is off as hell. That's not the right spirit to be in,
You gotta.
Precept?
Yeah. This First Timothy 6, First Timothy 6 verse 12. It says, "Fight the good fight of faith, lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art called, and have professed a good profession before many witnesses."
And what's the good profession? The name of the Lord, first and foremost, because then the scriptures tell you in Second Esdras, it says those that stood stiffly for the faith of the Lord, or the name of the Lord, man. So that name itself is a good work in declaring the truth, man. Not declaring fringes, not declaring our own righteousness or establishing our own righteousness. Like Zabak, okay, he had some type of video. He was like in some type of what do you call those kingly type chairs, man?
The throne.
The throne, basically, man. He had fucking balloons and shit. Like, I don't know if it was a birthday party or what, who knows? But basically, they taking pictures of him. He's sitting on his lead. He just basically puffed up in pride.
Yeah.
And you think that this guy got the kingdom already? I'm like, bro, that ain't, he ain't in the kingdom yet, man. And that's a pompous ass spirit.
Because I said that's not part of the knowledge of Yahweh Shai, because Yahweh Shai was meek. He didn't, when made his appearance on earth, he understood that it wasn't part of his time of glorification. He was not glorified until his mission was complete. So if you're a true servant of Yahweh Shai, you understand that we're in these bodies, that it's not time for us to get the glorification. Though we see it, we know ultimately that's the road when it comes with enduring as a soldier to the end, but we ain't at the end yet. So all this stuff about these camps promoting their leaders like that, debacle with Zabak, that's nothing but flattery. And if that dude have any type of integrity, if men would look to promote him, he would say no. Because remember, they wanted to make Yahweh Shai a king. They wanted to crown him. And he said no. He said, it's not my time.
Not my time, right.
So how much more you call yourself a servant, man? You bugged the fuck out for doing that shit.
Right. Well, I got a precept. This is the book of Zechariah 9:9. It says, "Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion."
It's a spirit. That's the spirit had it on deck.
Oh, God. You want to bring it out? You can, bro.
You go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. It says, "Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion, and shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, thy king coming unto thee, and he is just." Okay, key word says he is just and having salvation. Okay, about the Lord being just, the Lord could have boasted and said, "Yeah, I'm that dude," but he displayed humbleness and meekness, man, because the Lord was that dude. He could have flexed at that time, but it wasn't time. And it says here, "Behold, thy king coming unto thee, and he is just and having salvation, lowly and riding upon an ass and upon a coat of a fowl of an ass," man. But it says he was lowly. Okay, and he came riding on a damn donkey, man. That's humbleness. He didn't pull up in a greatest chariot. He didn't pull up bumping 2 chains and none of that shit that you other Jakes are bumping. He came with the sackcloth. He came humble, man. And the scriptures say that a man that should see should not desire him or anything beauty. So he didn't come all decked out full of gold chains. He didn't come with the gold locks in his mouth. He didn't come with the long dreadlocks like you Jakes promoting Israel. The Lord didn't come with that. He came humble this, man. Okay, because that was the example we were supposed to exemplify that as being in his faith, because he bore the burden of our people, man. And when you catching hell, like the scriptures go into sackcloth, or when you catching hell, man, you put ashes on your head, or you be in sackcloth, which represents us being in a lowly state.
I was thinking of that before you said it.
See?
Because that's the true custom. Like the book Revelation has said, the 2 witnesses prophesy in sackcloth.
Mm-hmm.
So that prophecy pertains to right now. The
Con.
two witnesses goes into basically the northern and southern kingdom. And then specifically, if I'm not mistaken, what is it, Elijah and Moses? But
Uh,
the point being is that they have sackcloth on, meaning they understand that it's not the time for glorification. It's not the time to sit with fucking I got a 2-gallon wine cup bedazzled with jewels and shit. Nah,
yeah,
it's not time for that.
God. Yeah, that was going into Joshua the high priest and Zerubbabel, the
Con,
two witnesses.
con.
But like you said, representing the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, you know. But in sackcloth right now, because this is sackcloth, and ultimately sackcloth goes into being humble in humility, man. Because I mean, just look at Jake's everyday life. Look at the type of hell brothers catch, man. We don't even got the power to get ourselves out of our condition. So why would we be proud? Why would we be
Con.
fucking puffed up with pride? Like the scriptures say, why is earth and ashes proud? You know, because hey, oh, go ahead,
I
bro.
got precept.
Yeah, you got it.
This is 2 Corinthians 10 and 12. It says, "For we dare not make ourselves of the number, or compare ourselves with some that commend, but they measuring themselves by themselves and comparing themselves among themselves are not wise."
Right, man. And hey, he said, don't make themselves among the number. You can't say that you of the elect. That's why we say the hopeful elect. So when guys are talking about I'm third under the most high, basically you saying that you know you you got it already. Like through the spirit, the apostles probably know which men they were in the Bible, but you don't ever hear them talking about it. You don't hear Apostle Tahar say, "Oh, I know I'm Paul," or Apostle Gabar saying I'm Timothy. You don't hear him going into that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about humility. You know,
Con.
like, hey, when we met the Apostle Ramla when we was in Chicago, hey, he was humble, man. He was humble. He was
Yep.
cooking for brothers, man. Shalom brothers. You know what I'm saying? And, hey, he didn't put himself over the flock like that.
Con.
You know what I'm saying? And like the scriptures say, man, in order for you to be a leader, you got to be a good servant too, man. And that's a lot of things that us as leaders, man, have to really be in the mindset of serving brothers, man. You know, and that's honestly like the true humility of this ministry, serving brothers, you know, about their wants and needs and ministering to brothers.
Yeah.
You know, because hey, didn't Howard Shai wash the disciples' feet?
Yeah.
You
Con.
know, and it just like, damn, this is the Lord. You know, he didn't have to do it, but it was an example of what to do. You know, so when you in a room full of brothers, man, you know, you may have rank, you supposed to treat yourself like you the lowest brother. You know, you ain't supposed to be in the midst of the crowd like this. You know, you supposed to be the lowest, you know, the quietest, meekest brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let other people acknowledge your greatness and how good or your works, you know, like the scriptures say, get the love of the congregation. But hey, let other men praise thee, you know.
God. Spirit. I had a precept to back you up too.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, brother.
This is the book of Matthew 5:5. It says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth."
Mm-hmm.
And I have the definition of meek. I'll pull it up real quick. And it says here, meek, it says, enduring injury with patience and without resistment, mild and meek child dominated by his brothers. It says deficient. It says deficient in spirit and courage, and it says submissive, or also can say overly submissive. Someone that shows a lot of patience or restraint. You know, so like you said, the brothers that out there sitting and going to purchase a throne to sit in, and that's not a very meek spirit. Okay.
Right.
And another one definition here from Cambridge, it says quiet and unwilling to disagree or fight or strongly support personal ideas and opinions. So there it is, man. So the scriptures say that the blessed are the meek; they shall inherit the earth. So we got to strive to be in that very humbling spirit, not proud. And it also says that see here, it says meekness is an attribute of human nature and behavior that has been defined as an amalgam of righteousness, inner humility, and patience.
Mm.
And a lot of these cats, they have zero patience. They try to make the kingdom now. That's why you got some of these camps out there trying to build the kingdom here in America instead of waiting patiently for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai.
Right. Well, you had one guy that mentioned that he said we got to build the kingdom in Esau's kingdom, but that's counterproductive because that's asking for a problem because you can't have two kings sitting on one throne, okay? Because there's going to be war. Like you notice, like even in ancient history, like when you had to take over the Persians and the Medes, and then when Alexander or the Greeks took down the Persians and the Medes, you couldn't have two ruling powers at that particular time. I mean, you can have lesser ruling powers, but ultimately you have to have a power that comes under a power. You have to have someone in agreement. Like right now, the reason why America is falling and the rest of the world is at odds is because everybody is seeing Esau for what he is. That's why the Russians are against the American Edomites. You got the Ottoman Turks or the Turks, which is Edomites, which predominantly Edomites and Ishmaelites, but mainly Edomites. That's in tool with the American devils, etc. Because now nobody is agreeing with Esau being in power like that, man. You know, and that's why you got the Gook saying that, well, look, we gonna take the next power seat because ultimately you can only have one ruler, okay, one ruler, and it's gonna be of a certain race. Like when Yahushua comes back and esteem us, it ain't gonna be any other other rulers.
Thank you.
Okay, it ain't gonna be no lesser other nations that's gonna be ruling with us. We're gonna completely take the crown, man. We're gonna completely be set up on high over all these nations. To the point if nations did come up against us, we're gonna take them down. So that whole coming into America, or I mean ruling in America with Esau, for one thing, how you gonna take him down? You have no power, you have no banks, you have no military, okay? You don't even have men that really see eye to eye. You can't even get your own people in order, man. So how the hell you gonna sit up here and say, well, we gonna set up a kingdom in Esau's kingdom? That's bullshit. That's the spirit that Jake was in when they came out of Egypt, man.
If I can add, because the scriptures say incorruption cannot inherit corruption, man.
Right.
And as we always say, you can't have the most wicked kingdom standing on the earth with, you know, the most righteous kingdom standing on the earth. Something has to be eradicated, which is going to be the wicked. And as you was mentioning, going in on Esau about, it's just nobody fears him anymore.
Right.
He don't have that same Debo effect that he used to have on the nations. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. God. Yeah, and also ask yourself this: why would you want to set up a kingdom in this wicked society? You know?
God, I
And
got
that's
to go with that.
go ahead, bro.
This is Jeremiah 49:15. It says, matter of fact, I'll read from verse 13. It says, "For I've sworn by myself, saith the Lord Yahweh." And that shows you that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua means business, because you can't swear by none higher. He is the most high. That Basra shall become a desolation and a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. And that Basra is going to Esau, Edom, the cities of the Edomites. And that's the current structure of the Edomites is in America and the EU. But America is going to get the most heavy devastation because this have been the city of the oppression of the Israelites, you know. And it says, "I've heard a rumor from the Lord, an ambassador is sent unto the heathen, saying, Gather ye together and come against her, and rise up to the battle. For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen, and despised among men." And we seeing that type of report and that type of narrative going out, be it countries like China, Russia, different Middle Eastern countries,
Iran.
the Philippines, like that dude Duterte,
Yeah.
the Filipino madman, just
Right.
talking on America, you know, because they Edomites are despised. Their image is their use is finished.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, that's right, bro. That's why they're losing respect, and that's why they're losing respect. This is why North Korea, Iran, they're not doing away with their nuclear deals. They're like, well, shit, if you can have them, then we can have them. It's to the point that all right threats, like this guy Biden, okay, like they talking about a cyber attack just happened out there in Ukraine, and they expecting one to happen in New York anytime soon, and they already blaming the Russians for it. Because see, what Esau is trying to do, he's trying to start a war without starting a war. He's basically trying to get Russia involved in war, so therefore America go through the back door and avoid Russia, but going to war with them or avoid going to war with Russia so they can go and take the land of Iran, man. They need to have them busy on all fronts so Esau could be justified on playing a narrative. He's basically playing double agent.
Yeah.
You know, because he don't really want to go to war with the nations. Because what's the first thing that Biden is yelling every time Russia does something that he don't like. He's yelling sanctions, but how much sanctions you gonna put on a nation that don't need you?
Yeah.
And then they're talking about lumber and goods and steel and gas and shit. It had a 35% price increase. So you think that they give a fuck about you putting sanctions on them? Your dollar is damn near out of here, man. So just like this shit.
That's heavy because what the Edomites are doing right now, the top elites, they're crashing their own system from the bottom up because they have certain safety. Look, the Rothschilds family, the what else? The Rockefellers, they have physical assets that could get them through shit hitting the fan. They're banking on all these other mom and pop businesses that aren't in the loop with them when this hell pops off, them failing. So then they could come out as the top, as the victors. Mm-hmm. So they're fomenting this war, this quote unquote tensions between the United States and Russia. Like all these troops right now, the American troops being sent over there are just in position as for that theater of war that's going to happen in Europe. And the main theater of war is going to happen is with Russia, is with Iran when the Israelis invade Iran. And the brother mentioned cyber attacks. That shows you that this shit is just a narrative because this guy Klaus Schwab, he mentioned that cyber attacks will be the next big pandemic,
right?
If you will. He mentioned that that's the next wave of how they're going to operate. Besides, putting the juice in people and that V word,
Oh well, you found out now they lifting up on a juice mandates now in Chicago. Yeah. They talking about certain places you don't even need it. So it's like jokes on you now. Like all you motherfuckers that was pushing for that shit, now he pulled back on it and got all you out there looking.
Yeah,
I got appreciate.
And people still gonna fucking believe the goddamn devil, man. But now you got that precept.
This Joel 3 verses 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
Right, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, man. We're in a time of war right now, man. All right, we're in a time of America's end. The signs is all around us from the blood moons, man. They were talking about, it was like something that came out. I glimpsed at it. I came across it last week. They said something about the planet Pluto coming back into Earth's circumference or something like that. They said the last time this happened was in 1775 when America was so-called established. Okay, and also that was the establishment of the Illuminati through Adam Weishaupt. And then they said prior to that happening, they said the last time that happened, fucking Rome fell. And they said between 2022 and 2024, that this whole resurfacing of Pluto or whatever the hell they were talking about was supposed to be within our number or some shit. So, I mean, it's no coincidence that this shit is getting ready to go down. The dollar is getting ready to collapse. The MOTB is going to get ready to be mandated. Okay. People are losing jobs. This is the reason why they're liquidating everything. This is why lumber is at the 35% increase. I'm talking about for fucking wood. And this is the time of building right now. Because everybody, they bid on their contracts like late winter, midwinter, and then they start the building process in the spring that lead into the next season. So like in Kansas City up north, where brothers live at, hey man, they building up new developments. I'm talking about $50 million fucking budgets being spent on developments right now, man. You got houses that's being brought up right now, but can't nobody live in them. And then you got certain production that's being halted on building these homes. So you spending $50-60 million on a subdivision that's not even going to be completed. So that's the scriptures. That's prophecy, man.
I got it's verse 10. It says, beat your plows into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
Let the weak say I'm strong. Like these smaller nations. Iran, fucking North Korea, Libya, okay, you got Turkey. I mean, these smaller nations, man, even though Turkey is part of NATO, but let's be honest with you. Iran couldn't do nothing with America. Fucking North Korea can't do anything with America. South Korea, Japan, they couldn't do anything with America just by itself. But now, since these nations have nuclear capability, they all flexing on one another because the Most High is putting the spirit of war on these nations, man. Okay, and this is what we've been trying to tell you people out there for the longest. all you that doubted the prophets, doubted the men of the Lord, doubted Yahweh Shai himself. Okay, the scriptures is coming to pass now. So
Yeah.
what can you say when you get that fucking draft letter and you women get that draft letter to go fight World War III? You get ready to fight Yahweh Shai, man. All right, you getting ready to fight the Lord, the ones who you was despising. You get ready to fight Yahweh Shai, man.
Right.
All right.
I got this quote, this statistics. I looked up China's military budget. Now, this has only increased. So if you go back to 2016, it was $198 billion. 2017, 210 billion. 2018, 232 billion. In 2019, it was 240 billion. So that's like a 40 billion increase from just 4 years alone.
Yeah.
And
Hey, if I could add,
that's not to mention where it's at in 2020, 2021. It's only increasing.
Yeah. And on that Joel 3 verse 10, it say your plows and the swords and pruning hooks and the spears, those are farming materials, man. If you think back in the past, Russia and China after World War II, they had that industrial revolution where they started to build their economy. Now these are two major global superpowers. So they ain't building the economy no more. Now they at the point where they about to knock United States off, and they think they gonna take over, man. Now with the time of war to settle who gets the reign for the next few years. But as bro said, it's gonna be Hawashah, man.
Yeah, because one of the communist symbol, which Russia and China's currently communist. Russia was formerly communist, but one of the symbols is the fist with the scythe, and that's a sickle, and that's a farming tool. Because after World War II, all the nations' economies and their land was decimated and destroyed. Eastern Europe to this day, parts of it are. That's why Eastern Europe is so behind at this point, because going back to World War II. So the Lord allowed these nations to build back up over time, but then you just go back the past 20, 30 years, all of that, what they used to build up their countries, now it's being used to spend on military. Now they buying drones, they got the tanks, they got special forces training. It costs billions of dollars just to train their soldiers on these different equipment and and knowledge of warfare. But that's what they putting their money towards, because that's the spirit of the Lord. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. So, quote unquote, king, that could apply to a president, a general of an army, these different administrators in their governments. Okay, it's all being geared towards that battle, which is foretold in the scriptures, the third woe.
Right. I got a little bit more. You got something outside. You go ahead.
Yeah, I got a precept. This is the book of Matthew 24:6. You shall hear of wars, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places.
Mm-hmm.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Beginning.
So this is just the start.
Yeah,
We just getting started here, man. And it specifically said wars and rumors. And right now, it's a lot of rumor of war between Ukraine and Russia, the U.S. getting involved, and you got North Korea, and you got China, flexing too. You got a lot of physical wars going on in the Middle East, but then you also got the rumors too. So this is just straight, pure prophecy, man.
Yeah, and time shows you that time is short, because that scripture foretells the time that we're in as being the beginning of sorrows. So we're in the point where Jacob's trouble is about to spark. So once this sparks, it's not going to be a long time. It's not going to be a time we're going to inch in, like how when the cold, how when the pool be too cold and you got to dip your feet in. No, once this hell breaks loose,
you go all the way in.
With the implant, it's gonna be full blast. It's gonna be a short time between that until when the Lord comes back to deliver Yashar, man, the elect.
Well, they showed us in that movie. What's the name of that movie when dude got his fucking head caught on fire? It's called Bushwick, man. It was
Yeah.
a normal day, and then they was walking in a subway, and dude went upstairs. All of a sudden, he came back down. He flamed his ass up, man. You know, and what proves that too is the fact that the video that brother saw the other day when Jake ambushed that cop and shot his ass up.
Yeah.
Chaotic like that out here. That shit was funny. I ain't even gonna lie. That nigga rolled.
Jake was slick with it. She here
Yeah.
coughing up. Like, come on, man. Hey, come on.
He like, come on, bro. She coughing up blood. He said, "Who's in the house with you?" He put 5 guys, man.
Hey, what's crazy is because you're gonna have them wars popping off in Europe. You're gonna have wars popping off in the Middle East, and you're gonna have a civil war in America, man. America is not gonna be able to keep up with everything that's going on during these times, man.
Yeah, civil unrest to the max, because you're gonna have. I mean, first you got militias, which there's a whole network of people that have woken up in the past few years that they know that America is nothing but tyranny, nothing but leftist bullshit, and they know about the elites, they know about the Illuminati. So you got those militias that are armed and locked and loaded. But then on down to the average citizen, when Jake's gonna band up 5-10 niggas killing government officials, killing judges, killing cops.
Mm-hmm. Yep. The scriptures say they should be as a chase roe. All right. And what's a roe? A deer, man. When a deer gone, them motherfuckers they skedaddle, man. We ever seen a deer get chased by a lion? Motherfuckers be gone. They be hopping over shit. All right, but the brother I now repentance prophecy and prophecy, he put up a precept. This is the book of Jeremiah 50:1. It says the word that the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. The land of the Chaldeans is talking about Babylon the Great. All right, the Chaldeans would be like the ancient soothsayers and prognosticators of Babylon the Great, or Babylon. And in America, they would be considered like your topic channels, your news people, your fucking congressmen, your mayors, and shit like that, because they're lower level luminaries. And also the elites, they're considered Chaldeans too. All right. Let me see what he jumped all the way down to 50:14. It says, "Put yourselves in array against Babylon around about, and all ye that bend the bow, shoot at her and spare no arrows." And that's talking about nuclear missiles, man. Okay, because this society is going to be fucking siege. It's going to be like they're going to circumvent it, man, with the missiles, and it's going to be invaded, because they had movies about Russia invading America, man. Red Dawn, fucking what was another one, man?
Olympus is falling.
Yep. London is falling. All these things about so-called Russians. Even they showed you that in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Like when y'all play that game, it comes on, and you know how the MW in the 3, it rotates, but at first it said WW3. Then it rotated and became an M. And the first stage on Modern Warfare 3 is basically Russia invading fucking Times Square, or the what do you call the district down in New York where the stock market is at. They raided that place. Yep. Which is basically MacTesh, man.
Yeah.
And it says,
the reason it says everybody shoot arrows as Babylon is because these nations are going to come to the agreement that America is the cancer of the earth.
Yep.
Once you get rid of this place, once you get rid of the influence of this place, the world is going to be off way better. And everybody's going to come to the agreement. So that's why I say all ye that bend the bow. So everybody who has nuclear capabilities, the Lord is going to put the spirit on them to shoot missiles on this place, man.
That's right. And it says here, shoot at her and spare no arrows, for she have sinned against the Lord. So all the nuclear missiles that they make, the Lord is going to allow them to use those missiles, man. Because it says here, spare no arrows. So all of the fucking Satan 2, the hypersonic missile, all those particular missiles that they've made, Lord Most High is going to allow them to use it on Babylon, man, and on each other. 15, it says, shout against her round about. She have given her hand, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord. So take vengeance upon her as she have done it to her. Right. It goes into the foundations, the walls, these cities being broken down. Okay, the strongholds, and mainly the defense systems, because if you pay attention to America, they don't really put their money in the defense strategy of war. They all offensive and all like as far as airborne type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they believe in their military, their air force, the space force. Their power is in the air, so to speak. So they don't really worry about defense. Like it even came out on certain reports that their defense systems are outdated. So you got a 786 billion deficits budget spending on military equipment. Why the fuck are you not upgrading your defense when you're gonna need it clearly?
Right.
Like
Right.
what
'Cause
fighter that what fighter don't have defense, man? If you a straight offensive fighter, you gonna get knocked out because you have no defense.
mhm. Them hypersonic missiles that Russia and China have, United States, first of all, they don't even have the missiles themselves. So how can you defend against something that you don't have yourself?
Yeah, they think them airstrikes and raids are gonna help, but no, man. The Most High is gonna allow them to be took, man. You know, shit, brother. I got 23% on my phone, but hey, we can bring out a couple more scriptures, bro, and we just keep following the spirit. But we get ready to wrap it up in a minute.
Your brothers got one? Because I got one.
Somebody get Second Ezra 15 and start at verses 28.
I got Second Ezra 16, verse 13, and it says, "For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrow that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss, when they shall begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Mhm.
Behold, the plagues are sent, it shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out, till it consume the foundations of the earth."
Right, because hey, this place is gonna burn for an extended period of time. Because how many missiles are gonna be shot over here? So this place is gonna burn forever. Not the scriptures say forever, but forever goes into a long period of time, a drawn out period of time. You know, it's not gonna literally burn for eternity, as the Christians teach all the hell doctrine. But no, America's gonna burn for a long time because there's gonna be a lot of fucking nuclear activity in this place. You're gonna have a lot of radiation, etc. It's going to
Right.
be a bad deal. That's why the scriptures refer to them as plagues, man, because a plague is something that continues to thrive or aspire, you know?
hmm And as Apostle Hart like to say, like the nuclear destruction, this is an event that all the prophets seen, man.
Right.
Isaiah, Jeremiah, Joel, a whole bunch of people have seen this. So for somebody as ignorant to say is the nuclear missile don't exist or nuclear missiles not in the Bible, you a fool, man, and you don't understand what you're speaking of.
Well, guess what? The people that said they don't exist no more, because where
Right.
are they?
Right.
They fell to oblivion, man. Like, found out that them guys, or one of them guys, was teaching basically Yahweh Shai it. I was like, wow, that's scary, man.
I got that precept in Second Ezra as well.
Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 15, verse 38. It says, "And then shall there come great storms from the south and from the north, and another part from the west, and strong winds shall arise from the east, and shall open it. And the cloud which he hath raised up in
Read
wrath,"
from 28, Doc. 28.
28. Okay,
28.
this is the book of 2 Ezra 15, verse 28 says, "Behold, an horrible vision, the appearance thereof from the east. There were the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that
Right.
all
So
they which..."
who's the dragons of Arabia?
Kind of goes into these other nations.
Who though?
Uh,
Who though? Nations?
Is that Iran?
No, think of it. Who's the Arabs?
Saudi.
That goes Ishmael.
Khan.
Yep. So that should probably be like Iran and those
All
nations
those
over there in the Middle East.
those Ishmaelite countries, they have weapons now as well. They have tanks and so forth. That's why Russia was dealing so heavily with Syria.
Syria.
So
Yeah.
America as well supplies the Saudi Arabia with a lot of weaponry. Okay, so all those major nations that have been built up. I mean, because you got certain Arab countries that are complete shitholes. I mean, they live in like it's the 13th century still. But amongst a lot of the major cities that Russia and China and America deal with, they modernized a lot of parts of their countries. That's why you got cities like Dubai. So it's not just on a social sphere or what's another word? I guess I could just say social, but also military. So they got missile systems, they got helicopters, they have jets, they have fighter jets, they got all of that. So all these different forces, that vision which is being spoken of, they're gonna be used for this battle. They're gonna be
Right.
used to come and fight at that intersection around Iran and in different parts of the Middle East.
Right. Like that. You ever heard when they said that America was backing those rebels, like ISIS and shit like that, and then
Yeah,
those Sunnis? Hey, America, even Russia said that when we went in there and neutralized ISIS, we did the shit in a day or two. But they said when America was over there, their weapons were multiplying, man, because they was basically financing. That's what the elites did. They financed both sides, and they'll give whoever. Like, come on, man. Like, let's say if you gave somebody, like, let's just say if you gave 10 people RPGs and you gave 10 people Glocks, who's gonna win the war? The people with the fucking RPGs. So the bankers already determine who's gonna win the war by financing the more probable weapons to win the war, man. It makes, so basically, you send the nations in there with a handicap, you know. But go ahead, bro. 29, and we're gonna shut it down after this. I think we finna lose power.
It says, "For the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the
Hey,
multitude of them shall be
Salaki, bro.
carried."
Can I read this real quick? This what I got right here goes into the military power of one of these dragons of Arabia. This is Egypt. So Ishmael took control of Egypt. It says the active personnel numbers 438,000 troops, and their budget from 2017 is 2.7 billion. It says the defense forces are currently in the midst of an equipment recapitalization program with new fighter aircraft, attack helicopters, and surface-to-air missiles all being brought in. So they modernized, man. They got them shits, man. And all the shit is being prepared for this battle, which is being prophesied in the scriptures.
God. Who financed them? He did.
Yeah, God.
Right. And it says, "And the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble."
Right, because those smaller nations, like the brother read in Joel the 3rd chapter, says, "Let the weak say I'm strong." All right, so when you see harmony nations like Iran, Korea, Saudi Arabia with nuclear capability, that's gonna shock. Like goddamn, like they're coming with the smoke, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 30, "Also the Carmenians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians."
All right, now who are the Carmenians?
I'm not sure about that one.
Those are the Iranians.
Iran.
Those
Okay.
Iran. Yeah, Iran. I believe when did they get the name Iran? When did it turn from Iran to Persia? Was it like the 30s or some shit? I think something like that. But even if you go back, like beyond then, they called themselves the Persians, but Carmenia was the name of Iran at a point in time, or the people. All right. And what is it about wasting a portion of the land of the Assyrians? Who was the land of the Assyrians?
That's the modern day Assyrians would be America.
Khan. And it says, "Then shall the dragons have the upper hand in remembering their nature," because the scriptures say Ishmael was a wild man, right? All right. If you look at a dragon is a fierce fucking creature. All right. And it says here, "And remembering their nature, if they should turn themselves conspiring together a great power to persecute them, then shall they be these shall be troubled and keep silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings." Because, like I said, this battle of World War III is going to intensify because, America is going to be casualties on both sides of it, man. All right, America is going to shoot off nuclear missiles. They're going to have casualties because, like right now, they're responsible. They said America's been at war 222 years since what, out of 226, 227 years, they've been in war. So look at the casualties they racked up among these other nations in these heat.
God.
And it says here, and behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. And they should smite upon one another, and they should smite down a great multitude of stars upon the earth, even their own star, and blood should be from the sword into the belly, and the dung of men unto the camel's bow. And there should be great fearfulness and trembling upon the earth, and they that see the wrath should be afraid, and trembling should come upon them.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
And that
hey,
told you
man.
that battle in the Middle East, this World War III, right after that, that's when those missiles going to get shot. There's going to be a brief period of warfare between Israel and Iran and all these different Middle Eastern countries and NATO and American troops and all that. They're going to be there blowing each other to smithereens for a bit. That's when we're going to pull out the big boy toys, man.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
Right directly after.
God. Well, shit, man. Shit, brother. Isaiah, brother, type a couple more precepts. We're gonna get these precepts, then we're gonna shut them down. Unless you brothers got some more precepts y'all want to bring out real quick. But
Yeah, I got just real quick in that Joel 3, it say assemble your Joel 3 and 11, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathen, gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down. So all the nations are gonna be involved in this, man. China, they gonna bring their Moabite ass out in this desert too as well, man, because they have ties, man. But Most High gonna gather everybody. Ham, they gonna bring their African troops to come to this battle, man. But it says, you got
not lock it, bro. You got
it. Joel 3 and 12. It said, "Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about."
Con. Like mentioned Ishmael. No, you mentioned Ham, and also you mentioned Moab, because in Revelation, I believe it's if I'm not mistaken, in chapter says that the great river Euphrates be dried up so it could prepare the way for the kings of the east. Hey, fucking China, all right, the Middle Eastern nations, etc. And also that water's being dried up is also symbolic into these so-called peace talks too, that's being so-called ramified, but that be pretty much null and void, because found out today that Putin and Biden canceled their talks, man, against what's happening in Ukraine, because actually it was America basically pulling the wool over everybody's eyes, saying that Russia was going to invade Ukraine, but basically Russia said, well, look, we were just doing a simulation. We were just doing some testing. We wasn't going over there to invade shit. So it's America stirring up strife over there in the Middle East, man. So Lord's will, man, World War III pop off sooner than later, man. And after the Passover, brothers, Passover is March 16th to 17th, 18th, 21, 23rd. Hey, man, Lord's will, after Passover, shit gonna get real, man. Shit may turn up again.
God. That was the testimony of Passover a couple of years ago. Right after that, that's when everything started being shut down.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So we gonna see what's gonna happen, though, man. But man, with that, we gonna close out and give all praises and glory and honor that's due to you.
Honor
to the apostles, elders, a great millstone, peace and blessings and salutation to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel, brother, lifting up the standard we have by Shai, Lord, so we were edified into the next lesson. Shalom, wa ba ba ba.
Shalom, ba ba ba.